14-year-old Stephanie Rangel's body was found in a snowbank outside her East York house on New Year's Day of 2008. The killing was carried out by Melissa Todorovic's boyfriend, David Bagshaw, who had briefly dated Rangel several years earlier. Acting out of jealousy, Todorovic had threatened to withhold sex or break up with Bagshaw unless he carried out the killing.
Again, for the purpose of the tape, I'll introduce myself. Detective Sanson, badge 4660 of the Homicide Squad. With me is Detective Sergeant Steve Ryan, badge 6813, also of the Homicide Squad. We're at 54 Division, and we are speaking with Melissa. I've written this out several times and typed it out. Todorovic. Todorovic. The mom, it's Rachel. Rachel. Alright, that's been spelled a couple different ways too tonight. Same last name, right? Okay. The time, did you get a time? 8:15. 8:15, we turn this tape on, and again, by way of background, we are investigating a homicide which occurred on the 1st of January 2008. And this is now the 2nd of January 2008. And originally you came in with your mother a few hours ago, and we were interviewing you as what we thought was a witness. Some of the answers that you gave and your mannerism too made us think that we should stop that interview as a witness. And at that time you were actually arrested for what we felt was participating in that homicide. And you were paraded in front of the staff sergeant. You were put in a room, and I got a duty counsel lawyer for you to speak with. Is this all correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mom left the station shortly after that, and then you requested to have your mother brought back. And so she came back in and has spoken to you, and now here we sit, and we want to further investigate this homicide. There is also another person under arrest for this homicide, and his name is David Bagshaw. And so that pretty much brings us up to date. And the purposes of us bringing you in here is to ask you some questions and get some more details of what you may or may not know about this whole incident. Okay? Before we do that, I have to go over this form. And so I guess tick that box as well. Alright, so you're comfortable with that? Your mom's here, you want her here, you've talked to duty counsel, and you're not interested in having them here. Signature and signature. And you follow all this, Mom? You're comfortable with this?
I'm really confused, actually. I've never been involved in any
It can be confusing,
like
I know it can be.
I just want the best representation for her, and her to be, honest and tell a story, but I don't want to see her implicated in it. Because I see the charge on there, and I'm terrified right now.
Sure.
Looking at that.
Well, it's a very serious charge.
Yes.
That form goes above and beyond to make sure that a person under the age of 18 understands everything. So it breaks it down almost to a point where it's insulting to a lot of teenagers. But it ensures that your daughter understands exactly what's going on.
If I could put it in real plain basic, is because she's a young offender, she has more rights than an adult. She can talk to a lot of people to get advice, including parents, obviously, because parents should be involved, right?
Yes.
And that's what it says. And she can have a parent in this room If she was an adult and mom or dad wanted to come in, no way. But because she's a young offender, you get to come in. Basically, that's it. Really, in a nutshell. So it asks for a witness. I'm going to sign this as a witness, but I just want you to be comfortable that you understand what's going on.
I understand.
All right. It says statement begins here, and that's if we're going to type it out or write it out. But we have a video going, which is far more accurate. And so, if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask you some questions. All right. David Bradshaw or Bagshaw, you've known him for how long? 10 months. Oh. For some reason, I thought it was longer. And Stephanie, the girl who was killed, you've known her for how long?
I saw her once on Coxsville.
Let me ask it this way: you've known of her for how long? 9 months, and you've only seen her once, and on Coxwell. And about how long ago was that?
Maybe 5 months ago.
5 months. David, there was some talk that David. Well, why don't you tell me how David felt about Stephanie?
He told me that he's really in love with her because of the past. They used to date.
Okay. Anything else?
Anyone from homicide phone call to everyone. Homicide phone call to
That's what I
everyone.
think he liked
Okay.
from what he told me.
And do you know why?
Steph, you have to speak up. I'm sorry. Melissa, I can't hear.
What was the question?
Why didn't he like her?
Because she always tries to call him and everything.
Okay. Anything else?
Not that I know of.
And how did you feel about Stephanie?
I didn't want to call him David.
And that's because. Why?
I just don't want like his ex talking to him.
Okay. And so he's your boyfriend. Is he still your boyfriend today?
I don't think I'm gonna see him again.
Well, sorry, what I meant to say was before he was arrested, were you two still dating? All right, let's move right to what happened last night then. You tell me what you know of. What happened?
He called me and he said he was going to her house.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And then he called me, or I called him, and he said, I think I called him, and then he's like, oh wait, I see her. And then he hung up the phone. And then I called him and I said, did you kill her or something?
Mhm.
And then he said, yeah. And we were talking about him going to Steven's house.
Okay.
And then I called him at Steven's house, and he said he was going to stay at Steven's.
Okay.
And then he came over to my house,
And he came over to your house.
and then we went back home.
All right. Let's go right back to he called you and said, I'm going over to Stephanie's house. And you said, okay. But why would you say okay?
I don't know.
Well, you didn't like him even talking with Stephanie. So why was it okay that he was going over there? What was he going over there for?
Either to kill her or work things out. I don't know.
All right.
Did he tell you anything? The reason why he was going there?
I know in general he was going to kill her.
Okay. And this is what I need to know. How did you know in general? How did you know in general that he was going to kill her?
Because he told me.
And when did he first tell you that? And I ask you that in...
Today.
No, when did he first tell you that? Was it 9 months ago, 6 months ago, a week ago, a day ago? When did he first tell you that?
3 months.
3 months ago. And how did that come up?
Because I told him that I wanted her dead.
Okay. And why did you want her dead?
I didn't want her, like, dead. I was joking.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to explain, but when someone does something, like, oh, I want them dead,
Sure.
you don't mean it literally.
Okay.
So, and then I guess he saw that I wasn't happy, and then he just did it.
Okay. So going back 3 months ago, when you said to him, I want her dead, what did she do to cause you to be displeased with her and make that comment, whether you're sort of serious, half serious, or joking? What did she do to make you say that?
She would call David and say she's pregnant, and then on Victoria's Day that happened. And I don't know why she was gonna call him for that. Like, she had a boyfriend, Steven, at the time.
Right.
And told me that she was spreading rumors about you at that time.
She was spreading rumors about me a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
And what
Before
was she
Christmas
saying?
break.
You need to be honest. I know it's awful, but you need to be honest. Please, Melissa.
She said I was giving blowjobs to guys.
To guys?
She was spreading it around the whole school.
Okay. And that was upsetting. I can tell you're upset about that. All right. And when did she start spreading those rumors?
I guess a month ago.
A month ago. And did you say anything to...
I haven't talked to her since I talked to her 2 months ago.
Okay.
And then she said she was gonna, don't talk to Steph ever again, and she was gonna put her restraint on me, so I didn't bother.
All right. But when, a couple of months ago, when she started saying these things that you're going and doing these things to the boys, did you say
I found
anything?
out that last week.
Or last week? Okay, sorry, last week. Did you say anything to David about that?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
I told him that she's spreading rumors about me.
Okay. Was there any more talk about her being killed?
Yes, Ryan, or Sam, or the call
Not
for
really.
Star One. Yes,
It
Ryan.
was just the general feeling that I didn't like her, and I wanted her dead from earlier.
Okay. And so then, when he said to you, I'm going over, last night, I'm going over to Stephanie's house, was he specific about why he was going there?
I think he was gonna go.
And what made you think that?
I think he would.
Do you remember exactly what he told you?
No.
All right. Did he say how he was going to do it?
He said he brought a knife.
Okay, so he phones you and he says, I have a knife with an 8-inch blade and I'm going to Stephanie's house. What was your response to that?
Like, okay, do whatever you want.
And what did that mean? What did you take that to mean when you said that? What did you mean when you said, okay, do whatever you want?
I meant, if you want to kill her, kill her.
Did you say those words?
I said, do whatever you want.
Well, that's not if you want to kill her, kill her.
You said, what did I mean?
So he phones you and he says, I have an 8-inch blade knife and I'm going to Stephanie's house. And your response is, do whatever you want. What did he say to that?
Can't remember.
Did you think of calling 911 and reporting that there was a guy on his way over to a young girl's house with a knife to kill her?
No.
How come?
I don't know.
Todorovic was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced as an adult to life in prison with no chance of parole for 7 years. Bagshaw pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and is serving an adult life sentence with no chance of parole for 10 years.